Good evening, everyone. My name is Heng Nguyen. Today, I would like to share 10 different time management skills that I obtained from lifehack.com. I found them to be very logical and manageable. So let's go through this with me. The 10 skills that they mention here is delegate task, prioritize work, schedule task, set up deadline, overcome procrastination, deal with stress, avoid multitasking, um, take break, start early, and say no. Let's go over the first one. The first one is to delegate task. Based on lifehack.com, delegate task is not to run away from your responsibilities, but it is a way to pull the team together, to share the responsibilities, to based on the skills and the abilities of your coworker or the people that work under you to complete the task in the efficient manner. Number two, prioritize work. They mentioned that before we start the day, we should have a list of tasks that need to be done, and the tasks will be organized in a manner where the most urgent task will be on the top and the least urgent task will be at the bottom. When the list is not get done, it can carry forward to the next day. And once again, the list will be reorganized where the most urgent task is going to be on the top and the least urgent task is going to be at the bottom. Schedule task. Each task will have a block of time to be accomplished. Say the most urgent task is going to be on the top, and if you give it like 2 hours of the day to work on it, then give us a block of time to do so. And each of the tasks that you have on that prioritized work list, you will give a block of time to accomplish. And when the task does not get done for today, it can carry forward to the next day. Number four is to set up deadlines. Each of the tasks should have a deadline. Sometimes the deadline is given to us by our boss, but sometimes it does not. In my situation, when my manager gave me a task and she said, "Oh, take your time, don't worry about it, it's not urgent." Even though that she said so, I still give myself 5 business days to complete the task. It's just me. You may give yourself a different deadline based on your workload, but it's just me. So any task that is given to me, I would try to finish up before the deadline. If the task is not given a deadline, I'll give myself 5 days to do it. And I reward myself when I do achieve a deadline with a piece of chocolate also, or something like that, just to say good job and keep moving on. Another thing is over procrastination. Procrastination is something that we don't want to deal with and is very energy, time wasting. It shows in our work. It's our work. If we wait until the last minute to do it, it shows in our work. And I am really bad at it sometimes. When things get hectic and I have a lot of urgent things to do at one time, and my coworker are swamped at the same time, I tend to procrastinate things. And that is not good. And I see the results in my work: sloppiness, bad productivities, and go on and so forth. If we can't help it, we will try to avoid it. Stress is something that will either help us to overcome um, to overcome the current problem and help us to focus more, or it could kind of hinder our energy, and we just can't, like, oh, I'm so stressed, I'm frozen, I can't do anything. Let's cope with stress is important. And there are 5 ways to turn stress into activity. Is to give ourselves more breaks in between. Um, like I said, don't do it all to yourself. Share the workload with other people who can help you. Um, if you know that you are stressed, then focus on the stress and say, yes, I am stressed. And find and share with your managers and say, I have so much work. Can you find somebody who can help me with my job? Um, and things like that. Um, Avoid multitasking is another thing that Lifehack mentioned. Multitasking will slow you down, and I find that to myself. I would be working on my project, and somebody come along and they want me to do something else, and I was like, okay, I'll do it for you, and then or I could do I could be cutting, and I would do a answer a telephone call for a doctor. Um, all that are multitasking, and all that are bad. One day I was cutting on a microtome. I'm a histotech, and the doctor comes and she was asking me if I could check something for her on a case, and I was cutting and I was like working on a computer at the same time. At the end, what happened is I accidentally cut away the block. So that is not one of the things that you want to do. That is the lesson that I learned. I should only do one thing at a time. I cut the block, or I answer the phone call, or I help somebody, and I'm not gonna do two of those things together. It's a waste of time. It's damaging. It's bad for productivity. It's bad for the patients. Um, Another thing we can do is to start early. If we can, as soon as the project is, if I can, as soon as I get the project, I will work on it right away, as soon as I can, and I delegate the work as soon as I can. Um, and taking the break is part of minimizing stress, to give myself time to think clearly, to think about the project of what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Um, and it's recommended to take 10 to 15 minutes break. While you take the break, you can talk to someone, or you can listen to the music, or you can do some stretches. Um, the best idea is to take off from work and spend time with somebody that you really enjoy. Another thing is to say no. If you are working with someone, uh, and then if you're working and someone come along and say, can you do this for me, but you have to finish this in like in 30 minutes, it's okay to say no. It's like, I'm so sorry, I have this very important task to do, I have 30 minutes more to work on this, can you come back a different time? It's okay to say no. By doing that, they know that you are not wanting to help them, but you will help them when you are done with your task. um, and they would understand that. Saying no is to relieve you from um, release you from the obligation of helping other people. At the same time, for next time, they would know, okay, you are busy. They should wait until you are not busy and come to you for help. Um, at the bottom line is these are practical management tips. I think this is very logical, and I think these are doable. I would I would love to jump and start with some of these tips starting tomorrow. I hope you find this as helpful as I do. The website that I obtained this information from is lifehack.com. Google and search it if you need to. I wish you luck, and I wish you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.